Why is everyone so angry about the new Titleist TSR driver? We should be happy. I've been a big fan of Titleist drivers over the last 6 months, especially testing the 917 and all the others, which are very much timeless in their aesthetics and the affordability in the second-hand market. However, with that being said, I'm not excited to try and test the TSR this year, but what it's going to do to all the older models in terms of price. And whilst I was scrolling through Titleist social media pages announcing the new launch of the TSR driver, which aesthetically, again, I think looks very good, but the overall response was relatively negative. So I want to address some of those comments in this video, pick out a few of my favourites, but in the grand scheme of things, why this is a great thing for me and you. Naughty distance down the third tier on the parks with the 915 D3 driver, roughly on eBay 50 to 80 pounds depending on condition, and this one isn't even in greatest condition. It's got a dent at the top there, wear marks, bag wear marks, yet I've still tonked that 300 yards down the middle of the fairway. And whether it's 12 years old or 4 years old, they're all roughly the same price. The TS drivers, for example, going for 130 to 150 pounds on eBay comfortably. And one of the big reasons that I'm excited for the TSR to come out is the TSI is being stuck around 300 pounds for way too long. Therefore, bring on the panic selling. One of the most liked comments under one of the posts, and just like that, my driver is old again. And to be honest, it's the most common thing that you'd hear when a manufacturer brings out a new version of their driver, but we shouldn't be surprised. I mean, they've got to bring out new stuff some point. Ping Titleist, one of the best in terms of 2-year cycles. Needless to say, if you were going to get fitted this year on the TSR, but you play with it for 2 years, and you'll probably be able to sell it for 300 pounds in 2 years time. However, there's a very fine margin with Titleist and Ping drivers and getting that judgment right, because before you know it, just like it happened to the TS drivers, it goes from 300 pounds 1 month all the way down to 140, and the exact same value as all the other 8 years worth of drivers that Titleist and Ping have brought out. However, this comment I can sympathise with. I ordered a TSI 3 over a year ago, still haven't got it, and it's not just Titleist, Ping as well, and potentially these are the reasons why these two specifically are so expensive in the second-hand club market, is because people can get fitted for them, but then having to wait 6 months. 6 weeks I can understand, 3 weeks is really where it should be at, but 6 months to a year, the issue with getting fitted a year ago, still not having the club, is that potentially when he does get the club, I mean, let's be honest, his swing's more likely change over a year, so let's just put that to one side. But potentially when that driver arrives and now it doesn't work for him like it did a year ago, he goes to sell it and he can't sell it for anything more than 200, 180, 160 pounds. Now this comment did make me chuckle. I can finally afford a TSI driver, and to be honest, we have to buy brand new drivers to have second-hand ones. That's just how it works. And if you've been playing this game over 10 years and you're fully in love with it, addicted, I'm pretty sure 98% of you have had a club fitting at one point. Whether you bought that brand new driver or didn't, that's neither here nor there. Now the TSR is here. It means that lofty heights of 350 pounds for the TSI is going to come down because that demand just isn't there. And when I compare a 180 pound 2022 driver to a 2013, 2014 driver, that's 80 pounds difference. Those marginal gains are somewhat able to be quantified. Could they at least make it look different? Personally, I think it actually looks really good, and that's why I quite like Titleist drivers in second-hand market, because I can kind of refer a Titleist driver to pretty much anyone. I think anyone's going to get on with the taste. It's not necessarily going to be for those eccentric people that want bright this, X, Y, and Z, and that's why I honestly think every year when it comes down to drivers, it's just a beauty contest. Aim drivers the last 10 years, don't let the marketing fool you, and in some parts I kind of agree, but that's not to say that every year or every 2 years we have one manufacturer that brings out a driver that just is better overall in terms of shaft, head design, maybe not in distance, but for the average golfer. And whether it's brand new or second hand, the majority, I'm talking the majority of the public, will get on with it. I know some of you guys will go, I've got this Mizuno GT 180, that is the best thing I've ever hit, and if it works for your swing, then that is the best driver that you've ever hit. If we didn't have manufacturers manufacturers constantly testing R&D and the parameters of forgiveness and lightness, and I think shafts is the big thing over the last 10 years that we have actually been able to improve on in terms of weight and launch and spin, and not forgetting launch monitors over the last 10 years have actually told us how the ball actually goes the distance that it actually does. All I'm trying to say is to be more aware of the marketing is necessary. These are companies at the end of the day and they need to sell equipment to keep testing and keep pushing the boundaries of equipment. Well, I want you guys to be on the right side of it, and when we do get that unicorn of a driver that comes out next year, the year after that, and it finally emerges into the second-hand market, well, we can all take advantage of it, can't we? However, if you've been club fitted for your brand new TSI and it's been in the bag 6 months, a year, and you're getting on with it, why are you even thinking about changing it? Leave it alone. Who's to say the TSR is even better? Because I know countless models of golf clubs over the years that haven't been better than their predecessor. Cobra Rad Speed, M2 2017 version, the Ping G410 versus the Ping G400. And it's not to say that they're not as fast off the face as the previous ones, but in terms of shaft head combos for the general public, the older models have actually suited them better. With that all being said, I've ripped this 80-pound Titleist 915 driver that's been battered, bruised, bag wear marks, scratch scrapes, everything else, but I do like a Titleist driver at the moment. Don't know what it is that seems to work with my tempo. If you did like this video, you might like my review on the 917 up here, which I got for £100. See you later.